Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I just got some time for getting connected to internet. So let's get started with today's lecture. What we did last time, we were doing a question of finding absolute maximum and minimum, and we discussed one questions in which we were given a triangular domain. So I told you the way to do. First you find for the interior and then you do it for the boundaries individually by writing equations for the boundaries. The second question which I gave you was having this kind of domain. We can call it rectangular domain. Y is equal to minus pi by 4, y is equal to pi by 4, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 3. And so this is our domain. We named the corner points as ABCD, and we were also given obviously the function which was given to us, which needs to be maximized or minimized. So tell me if you have any doubts in this question. I told you that you can do this at your home and verify your answer. So I'm giving you the answer. If you want me to repeat it, you can tell me. So absolute maxima is obtained at point 2 comma 0, and the value of maximum is 4, and absolute minimum is obtained at 1 comma minus pi by 4, 1 comma pi by 4, 3 comma minus pi by 4, 3 comma pi by 4. So at all these 4 points the value is minimum, and the minimum value of the function is 3 by root 2. So if anybody has any doubt in this question, you can ask, right? Otherwise, if somebody has not considered, has not tried this question, so it's done in my notes which I have shared. So there you can verify your calculations. So we are going to now do the next question in the same kind. I told you we did one triangular boundary. This is rectangular. The square boundary will also be dealt in the same way. So finally, I'm just going to do one more question, which is about the circular boundary. This class is for NC 128. Okay, so moving ahead towards the next question. So you write down the statement of the question. There is a flat circular plate which has shape of the region x square plus y square less than equals to 1, and the plate is heated so that the temperature function. Okay, to answer your question, Ishan, you're asking for syllabus for MST. Don't worry, you will be informed in advance. Do not worry about it. So, obviously, the chapter sequence and series is definitely coming as a complete chapter in MSTs. So, that obviously you should start preparing. Regarding the rest of the part, this chapter, the partial derivatives, the things are not clear yet because some students are there who joined late. So depending upon how much syllabus they will be able to cover till that point of time, that will be decided. But don't worry, you will be informed well in advance. For the time being, I'm telling you that the complete chapter sequences and series is definitely going to be there in MST. So in your sessional test, it was only up to root test. So you can start preparing the next portion, alternating series, power series, error estimation, and so on, right? So it's never going to be a loss to you. So the plate is heated so that the temperature is given by. So try to understand the question. So you are given a flat circular plate and you are supplying heat to it. So obviously you are supplying heat to it. So there will be a temperature profile created on the circular plate. So the function Txy is given by x square plus 2y square minus x. So whenever you are heating it, so depending upon how you are heating, where is the heat source, so there will are certain areas where the plate might be cold, there will be certain areas where the plate might have higher temperature. So all what you have to find is find the temperature at hottest and coldest points. So it's clear from the statement, hottest and coldest points means, this means it's absolute maxima, coldest point means it's absolute minima, because the point will be the hottest where the temperature is maximum, and that point will be the coldest where temperature is minimum. So indirectly they are asking you to find absolute maxima and minima only. It is just the statement is written in a way that you have to figure out, okay, this is a question of absolute maxima and minima. So this is how you have to generate your you have to develop your mathematical thinking, that even if in the whole statement they are not talking about maxima minima, but you should be able to relate, you should be able to connect that this is a question of absolute maximum and minimum. So we know the process. So firstly let's draw the region. So this is the region, x square plus y square less than equals to 1. So all of us knows the equation. This is the center. This is a circle with center at 0 comma 0 and radius 1, and less than equals to 1 means the inside of this circular disc is covered. So this is your region, right, the circular boundary. So that is the first step which we usually do. We draw the region, we sketch the region, and then we start doing the calculation. So for start doing the calculation, we know we deal with the interior and we deal with the boundary. So let's do for the interior first. So for interior, all what you have to do is, so this is your function fxy. This is your function fxy. Okay, it's just being named as txy. So the notation does not matter because it's a temperature function. So they have denoted it with t, but whatever be it, it's simply like a function of x and y for us. So its partial derivatives, first order partial derivatives will be tx is equal to, you can find the derivative 2x minus 1, and ty is 4y. All of us can very easily do this calculation. So you need to put these equals to 0 to get to the point. So from first equation, I get x is equal to half, and from second equation, I get y is equal to 0. So combining these, I get as a point, I get half comma 0, because this is a point if it is substituted in the first order partial derivatives. So x is equal to half, y is equal to 0 will make both of them 0. So this is the only critical point. So remember, the next step is you need to validate, you need to verify whether this point actually lies in your interior or not. So where is going to be half comma 0? So since the radius of the circle is 1, so we know this point is 1 comma 0, this point is minus 1 comma 0. So half comma 0 will be somewhere here, right? So definitely it's lying in the interior. So that means accepted. This point is not rejected. So you need to find out the point and then you need to find out the function value. So t half comma 0. So you just put that into the temperature function. So you will get the answer minus 1 by 4. So this is my first point which I got. Now I need to deal with the boundary. So interior is done. Now we need to go towards a boundary. So it's unlike the previous two questions which we have already done, the triangular boundary and the rectangular boundary. There we had the corners. So it's like we divided the boundary in parts A, B, B, C and AC. And here also we divided the question in 4 parts A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A. Because why we had to divide it in parts? Because each equation, each different line segment had a different boundary equation. AB had an equation y is equal to minus 5 by 4. CD had an equation y is equal to pi by 4. BC had equation x equals to 3. And AD had equation x equals to 1. Similar was the case for the triangular boundary. But what is the benefit of circular boundary? That for the complete circular boundary, you don't need to split up in parts, because for the complete circle, we know what is the boundary of this. So if you talk about boundary of this region, so it can be defined like this. We know that it's a open circle, it's a closed circular disk less than equals to 1, where equals to 1 refers to the boundary. So in this question,
Ma'am,
we know the equation for boundary is this. Yes? Yes, please.
ma'am, actually, I have a class on this account. This is TA3 Rajendra.
You have a
And
regular class?
yes, ma'am, 2:40 से 3:30 तक है मेरी class. And the students are waiting.
Okay, but I checked that this account was free.
Okay, okay. So you
Maybe,
have extra class?
yeah, that's why I kept extra class on this account. I had not information about it. Um, can you find some other slot?
मैम एक्चुअली इस टाइम पे मुझे तो नहीं पता कौन सा स्लॉट फ्री होगा. अगर आपको कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन है तो बता सकते हैं.
Okay. Can you try SOM 11? You just try once, otherwise let
ओके ओके
I'll find. SOM 11, you just log in and try. If it is working free, then you can take a class.
ओके.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we had a clash. Let's see if the clash gets resolved. Then we'll continue with the class. Otherwise, we might have to move towards some other account, or maybe we'll cancel the class also. But let's just continue this question first. So yeah, this is the boundary. X square plus y square equals to 1. So y square is 1 minus x square. So this is a benefit for this question. Because of circular boundary, the whole boundary equation is given by one equation. You don't need to split that circular boundary in parts. So y square is 1 minus x square. So it's your choice. From here, either you can find the value of x in terms of y, or you can find the value of y in terms of x, because this is what we usually do on the boundary. On the boundary, we always eliminate one of the variable and substitute in the other one, right? Okay, so this is y square is 1 minus x square. So I am choosing this one. So you look at your original function. So your original function txy is x square plus 2y square minus x. If you look at this one, x square plus 2y square minus x. So x square plus 2y square is 1 minus x square. I just substituted for y. I have to, obviously, if you look at y will be plus minus square root 1 minus x square. We know y square is 1 minus x square, so this gives you y is equal to this. So y is equal to positive 1 minus x square, means the upper one. The upper one is plus square root 1 minus x square, and the lower one is y is equal to minus. But actually, because luckily in your question, the function, there is no y involved, it's just y square. So you need to substitute for y square, no need to substitute for y. But even if you substitute this two times, y is the plus one and the minus one, but y square is going to be same. So for y, we have actually substituted both of them, right? So now you solve this one. So x square plus 2 minus 2x square minus x. So minus x square plus 2 minus x. And we know how we have to do further. So you take the derivative. So you take the derivative and put that equals to 0. So when you take this derivative of t dash x, so that will be minus 2x minus 1 is equals to 0. So this way, if you will get the point, x is equal to minus half. So when x is equal to minus half, so y square is 1 minus x square. So 1 minus 1 by 4, which will be 3 by 4. So y square is 3 by 4, but y, because जब आपको point लिखना है तब आपको x comma y लिखना है. So y is plus minus square root 3 by 2. So this gives you 2 point. Minus half comma square root 3 by 2, minus half comma minus square root 3 by 2, because x has just one value, but corresponding to one value of x, there are two values of y because of this y square present. So these 2 points did you get? X is equal to this and y is equal to this. So actually, where are these points? x is equal to minus half पे हैं, so x is equal to minus half is here, so corresponding to x equals to minus half you have 2 points, one here, one here. This one is minus half comma square root 3 by 2, this one is minus half square root minus 3 by 2, both of them are lying on the exactly on the boundary, right? Anyways, we need not mark them here, it was just we are referring that exactly where they are. So now these 2 points we have got, and one more thing, yeah, when we used this one for boundary, we also know that x lies from -1 to 1, because whenever on the boundary we eliminate one variable, for the other we specify the domain. Like in these questions, if you remember, we did for ab we substituted y is equal to minus pi by 4, but x was lying from 1 to 3, so the other variable always lies in a domain in an interval. So same is here, for y we use this substitution, but where is x? X can have values from -1 to 1, because that's what the leftmost and the rightmost point tells you. So this will give you additional information that it's something like you are considering this as your boundary. So this is your one boundary, this is your second boundary. You have actually not done the splitting because y square was present there, but had your question been y, इसमें y भी होता, y square वाली term होती, but y वाली भी suppose एक term होती, then in that case हम boundary की splitting करते, क्योंकि y की दो values हैं, प्लस स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर और माइनस स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर. इन दैट केस आप फिर इसको दो बाउंड्रीज ट्रीट करते, बट कोइंसिडेंटली इसमें y नहीं है तो हमने y स्क्वायर की सीधा सब्स्टिट्यूशन करी है. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट फील्स लाइक कि पूरी सर्कुलर बाउंड्री को हमने एक ही बार में कैप्चर कर लिया है. बट दीज 2 पॉइंट्स -1,0 एंड 1,0 दीज आर लाइक द बाउंड्री पॉइंट. जैसे ये बाउंड्री है तो ये जो पॉइंट आया है इस बाउंड्री के इंटीरियर में आया है, बट एक्सट्रीम पॉइंट्स ये दोनों आपके हैं. सो एडिशनली -1,0 और जो 1,0 पॉइंट है ये दोनों, दे विल ऑल्सो बी द कैंडिडेट फॉर मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा. सो ऑल व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज list. Now I have listed these 4 points. So these two are coming from the calculations from the boundary and interior of the boundary, and these are the boundary points, the corner points. So at all these 4 points you find the temperature value by putting them into your objective, into your function what was given to you, and tell me the values. So t at -1/2 comma root 3 by 2, this one is 9 by 4, this is also 9 by 4. At -1,0 this value is 2, at 1,0 this value is 0. So I have substituted these 4 points and got the values. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and this fifth. So out of these 5 values, what is the largest value? The largest value is 9 by 4. So these both are absolute maximum. And what is the minimum value? Is this negative temperature? It's a negative here. So this one is the absolute minima. So actually this one is the coldest point where the temperature is negative. These two are the hottest points. So there are 2 hottest points and 1 coldest points. Yes, Raghav. Yes, Raghav, you want to ask something?
यस मैम.
Yes, please ask.
मैम जैसे नेक्स्ट पेज पे जो मैम हमने पॉइंट लिया है 1,0 एंड -1,0 लिया ना हमने. मैम ये हमने y एक्सिस में क्यों नहीं लिया 0,1 और 0,-1?
क्योंकि जब आप जो सब्स्टिट्यूशन कर रहे हो वो कर रहे हो y इन टर्म्स ऑफ x. तो y इन टर्म्स ऑफ x मींस एक्चुअली जब आप एक सर्कुलर बाउंड्री x² + y², यहाँ से y इन टर्म्स ऑफ x निकालते हो तो y की 2 वैल्यूज आती हैं, दिस वन. तो y का पॉजिटिव ब्रांच इज दिस वन, राइट? तो जब आप सिर्फ इसको अपर सेमी सर्कल बाउंड्री को कंसिडर करते हो तो ये एंड पॉइंट्स बन गए ना दोनों, ये दोनों. और जब नीचे वाले को कंसिडर करते हो तब भी ये दोनों बनते हैं, ठीक है? बट वो आपको लग रहा है कि हमने एक ही किया है इसलिए वो मिस हो गए थे वो पॉइंट्स, तो हमने वो कर लिया. अगर आप इसको उल्टा करोगे, x को इन टर्म्स ऑफ y करोगे प्लस माइनस स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस वाई स्क्वायर, फिर x का कंसिडर करना मीन्स वो दो ब्रांचेस हैं
फिर लेफ्ट और
हाँ
राइट में
लेफ्ट और
बनेगा
राइट, हाँ फिर आप ये वाले पॉइंट्स को कंसिडर करोगे।
मैम। और इन दोनों केसेस में -1, 2 और +-√3/2 फिर भी आएगा, -1/2 और
वो तो आएगा ही, हाँ वो तो आ ही रहा है क्योंकि वो तो हमारी बाउंड्री देखो ना, इट्स लाइक वो बाउंड्री पे कहीं ना कहीं है। अब वो ये होता है ना, जैसे एक बाउंड्री है ए बी, अब बाउंड्री में भी बाउंड्री का भी इंटीरियर होता है और बाउंड्री के भी कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स होते हैं, राइट। सो बाउंड्री के एक्चुअली एक टर्म होती है कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स और बाउंड्री पॉइंट्स में यही डिफरेंस होता है। इन पूरे को एज अ सेगमेंट को मैं बाउंड्री पॉइंट्स बोलूंगी, बट जो बाउंड्री में भी कॉर्नर्स होते हैं उनको हम कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स बोलते हैं, एक्सट्रीम पॉइंट्स बोलते हैं। तो सेम इस सर्कल में भी ये है, क्योंकि सर्कल में कहीं से भी स्टार्ट हो वहीं पे खत्म होना है, तो एक्चुअल में सर्कल में कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं होता है, बट द वे यू आर डीलिंग दिस क्वेश्चन लाइक, इसलिए इस पे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा कि आप इस -1, 0, 1, 0 को नहीं भी कंसिडर करते हो, बिकॉज इसमें वाई स्क्वायर प्रेजेंट है। आपका जो फंक्शन है वाई में सिमेट्रिक होने की वजह से it's whatever is above the x-axis, the same behavior is below the y-axis, sorry, below the x-axis, so that's why it's not creating any difference। but मैंने आपको जनरल बताया है कि -1, 0 और 1, 0 आपको कंसीडर करने हैं अगर आप इसमें एक y का फैक्टर होता तो, क्योंकि इन दैट केस आप उसको दो बाउंड्रीज में स्प्लिट करके करते हैं, अपर वाली और लोअर वाली। यहाँ पे क्योंकि फंक्शन में वाई स्क्वायर प्रेजेंट है, ये नहीं भी करेंगे, योर आंसर इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज। यू कैन सी एक्चुअल में वहां पे नहीं आया है मैक्सिमम मिनिमा, बट मैं नहीं बताती हूँ ऐसे कि इसको नहीं लेना है, बिकॉज यू विल फॉरगेट इट अदरवाइज इन सम अदर फंक्शन जिसमें उसको लेना जरूरी है।
ओके मैम,
इज दैट फाइन?
यस मैम।
Yeah, so that's all about this chapter. Yes, Pranshu, please raise your hand, then I'll be able to unmute you because I am not able to find you from the list. Yes,
मैम
yes, Pranshu. I'm not able to hear you clearly.
वेट अ मिनट मैम सपोज अगर इस क्वेश्चन में हम x की वैल्यू इनपुट करते हैं इंस्टेड ऑफ y तो
हाँ,
हम
तो आप
प्लस
दो पार्ट्स में स्प्लिट
हाँ
करोगे
तो
बिकॉज
मैम
इसमें
उस
x भी है, x स्क्वायर भी है। हाँ
तो मैम उस केस में हम जो y की मतलब कह सकते हैं y की रेंज होगी जो वो भी रिस्ट्रिक्ट करनी
हाँ,
पड़ेगी ना,
y
0
भी
से -1 और
y भी
-1 से 0।
y भी -1 से 1 हो गया ना।
नहीं
y भी
मैम जैसे जिस केस में हम -√1/x स्क्वायर डाल रहे हैं उस केस में तो -1 से 0 करनी पड़ेगी रेंज।
नहीं, y देखो देखो दो चीजें ना, आप क्या सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे, यू विल बी सब्स्टिट्यूटिंग x इज इक्वल टू प्लस स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस वाई स्क्वायर, तो x का पॉजिटिव होना मीन्स ये वाला राइट वाला सेमी सर्कल, राइट।
नहीं मैम अगर हम x अच्छा ठीक है
और तो उस केस में भी y -1 to 1 ही हुआ। ये देखो y को तो देखो ना, y की वैल्यू अगर आप राइट वाला कर रहे हो मीन्स x की जगह पे मैं डाल दूं प्लस स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस वाई स्क्वायर, तो एक वो बनेगा और एक फिर डिफरेंट बनेगा ये वाला इधर वाला, उसमें x को डालेंगे माइनस ऑफ स्क्वायर रूट 1 माइनस वाई स्क्वायर। इन दैट केस ऑल्सो y विल बी लाइंग फ्रॉम -1 to 1 ओनली, y तो -1 to 1 ही है, यहाँ से नहीं ना तोड़ रहे हम बीच में से।
ओके मैम ओके
सो
ओके
0
ओके
to 1 नहीं बनेगा, तो इट्स अबाउट दिस ओनली। एक सर्कल है तो आप या ऐसे कर रहे हो अपर एंड लोअर सेमी सर्कल, या फिर राइट एंड लेफ्ट सेमी सर्कल।
अच्छा वैसे भी जिसकी वैल्यू पुट करते हैं उसके ऑपोजिट वाला ही होता है
हाँ,
ना।
उसके ऑपोजिट x को सब्स्टिट्यूट किया तो y की रेंज बतानी है कहाँ से कहाँ है, वो
यस मैम।
आपको बाउंड्री से दिख जाएगी।
तो
y को
मतलब वो
सब्स्टिट्यूट किया तो
उसमें कोई
हाँ,
स्प्लिटिंग नहीं होगी ना मैम,
हाँ
वो तो
उसमें
उतनी रहेगी।
स्प्लिटिंग नहीं, उसमें कोई फर्दर स्प्लिटिंग नहीं होगी,
थैंक यू मैम।
right? So that's all about this particular chapter. Now we are moving ahead. Okay, before moving ahead towards the next chapter, which is multiple integrals, I'll just tell you something. In when we were discussing this concept of saddle point, that how do the saddle points look. So I would just like to give you an example. Let me just share this figure. I hope all of you can see this figure. This is actually a hyperbolic paraboloid. This is the surface. Z is equal to x square by a square minus y square by b square. So ये मैंने MATLAB में draw किया है because usually obviously it's difficult for us to draw it directly. So I have plotted this by putting some specific values of a and b. I have drawn this one. So actually this surface which you are looking at, it's a 3D figure, all of you can see. So one of them is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. So this is a very specific kind of surface which you are getting. So if you look at this point, ये इस 3D है, ये rotate भी कर सकता है, but मैंने इसको already एक fixed orientation पे set किया है so that I can make you understand the meaning of the saddle point. First of all, आप इसको solve करके देख सकते हो mathematically, जो हमने saddle point निकालने का way किया है कि वही first derivative test लगाओगे, फिर second derivative test लगाओगे, तो जो 0,0 point है, you will get that as a saddle point. Just a moment. Yeah, so mathematically you can check using those calculations, we know already, but here you can see, you try just looking at this one point. So the level curves which you are passing through this particular point, so if you look at from this direction, so it's giving you a feeling, okay, this is a point of maxima, right? But if you try looking at this direction, so it seems the same point is a point of minima, because if you try to find a neighborhood around this point, then in its neighborhood there are points for which it qualifies as maxima, means there are points where value of the function is less than this point, less than the value of the function at this point, and there are points where the value of the function is greater than this one. If you see, ये 3D में है, but ये actual में वो 0,0 point है जिस पे z value जो है 0 है. So by one orientation, from one side it looks like it's a maxima, from other side it looks like it's a minima. So actually it's nothing, so that's why it's a saddle point, right? So this is a very famous hyperbolic paraboloid which I have drawn. If you just Google this one, I don't know how many of you are aware with this. Are you able to see my screen? Can anybody write in the chat box? Yes, so these are Pringles. I don't know how many of you are aware about it. So this is a famous potato chip. It comes with a specific shape. This shape is actually the one which I had just shown you. At a particular orientation, you may not feel like, okay, it's the same shape, but it's actually the same. It's a hyperbolic paraboloid. And you know, the person who invented its shape is purely based on this mathematics only, that because of a saddle occurring there, it's difficult to break. You know, otherwise, if it is a regular chip or a different shape, so he calculated that it's difficult to break it, so it will be very free, very easily fit into the packing, and before reaching to the customer, it won't break much. So this is a very famous maths behind it. Not able to see, let me share the screen. Yes, now you're able to see that. So this is a Pringles potato chip. So this is what I was talking about, is an example of a surface which is having the saddle point. These are hyperbolic paraboloids. So anyways, name does not matter unless or until you are not digging very much into this geometry, but the equation I have just told you, they looks like x square by a square minus y square by b square. So that's all about this saddle point example, and you can have many more examples of the same. Yes, Uday.
हमें हाइपरबोलिक पैराबोलॉइड में 3D फिगर है कि 2D है? हमें तो 2D लग रहा है.
3D ये आपको, अब ये इमेज है ना, अब ये गूगल पे, इसलिए मैंने आपको पहले मैटलैब फिगर दिखाया था. अब यहाँ तो आपको
उसमें भी 2D लग रहा था.
कहाँ पे 2D लग रहा है आपको? आई विल शो यू, जस्ट अ मिनट, लेट मी शेयर दिस वन. Let me just take, yeah, see, I am rotating this one. It's a 3D figure. It's a 3D surface. 3 एक्सेस नजर आ रहे हैं आपको कि नहीं आ रहे?
यस मैम, यस अब आ गया मैम।
राइट, सो वो मैंने एक पर्टिकुलर ओरिएंटेशन पे रखा था सो दैट आई कुड शो यू द मैक्सिमा मिनिमा थिंग, बट अदरवाइज यू कैन सी ऑब्वियसली किसी भी एंगल पे इसको रोटेट कर सकते हो. सो सिमिलरली ये प्रिंजल्स जो भी हैं इसके भी बहुत सारे शेप्स आपको डिफरेंट ओरिएंटेशंस पे दिखाएं. सो इट्स द सेम थिंग, राइट? सो दिस इज एन एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द सैडल पॉइंट यू गॉट. So
Yes.
I'm just turning this one off and moving ahead towards the next
मैम
chapter. Yes.
मैम तो जो आपने सैडल पॉइंट दिखाया था मैम, वो तो आपने एक ओरिएंटेशन से सैडल पॉइंट लग रहा है, दूसरी ओरिएंटेशन से जैसे मैम आपने भी घुमाया उसको तो पिंगल के शेप जैसे लगा, तो उसमें तो वो सेम पॉइंट मैम मिनिमा लग रहा था.
हाँ वही है ना. अब वो आपको देखो इसको डिटेल में देखना है तो आपको टेंजेंट प्लेन से समझना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज जो मैक्सिमम मिनिमम्स होते हैं वो टेंजेंट प्लेन्स होते हैं. मान लो हर तरफ से अगर आप वहां पे टेंजेंट प्लेन ड्रॉ करो, सो दिस अ प्लेन विच यू विल बी ड्रॉइंग. सो इफ द पॉइंट्स आर द टेंजेंट प्लेन इज ऑलवेज अबव, राइट, सो दैट मीन्स वो मैक्सिमा का पॉइंट है. इफ द टेंजेंट प्लेन इज बिलो, सो दैट्स अ पॉइंट ऑफ मिनिमा. बट वो टेंजेंट प्लेन बीच में से पास कर रहा है, राइट? अगर आप वहां पे टेंजेंट प्लेन बनाओगे तो एक तरफ से टेंजेंट प्लेन अबव लगेगा, दूसरी तरफ से टेंजेंट प्लेन बिलो लगेगा. सो इन दैट केस यू विल फील लाइक अच्छा इधर से देख रहे हैं अच्छा मैक्सिमम है, इधर से देख रहे हैं अच्छा मिनिमम है, बट एक्चुअली इट्स नथिंग. उसके इसको इजीएस्ट पॉसिबल तरीका समझने का होता है कि जिस पॉइंट को भी आप रेफर कर रहे हो 0,0 को, सपोज ये आपकी मैथमेटिकल इक्वेशन है, से x² by 4 minus y² by 16, say this is z, which is a function of x and y. So when you will be finding that 0,0 is a saddle point, so 0,0 पे फंक्शन की वैल्यू आपको क्या मिलेगी? 0 ही मिलेगी, as you can see by putting 0,0. So आप 0,0 के अराउंड कोई भी पॉइंट ले लो, say 0,01, you just take a small point in the neighborhood of 0,0, so you will get the function value. Say यहाँ पे आएगी negative. Similarly, if I take the point 0.1,0, I'll get function value positive. Positive negative means जो फंक्शन की वैल्यू है उस पे 0 पे कभी वैल्यू उससे कम है, कभी वैल्यू उससे ज्यादा है. सो यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू फाइंड एन इंटरवल अराउंड. इंटरवल नहीं होता है 0,0 के अराउंड, आपको नेबरहुड इस तरह से मिलेगा. रियल लाइन पे इंटरवल होते हैं, बट प्लेन में, 2 डायमेंशनल प्लेन में, डोमेन में आपको रीजन मीन्स कितने भी पॉइंट्स आप फाइंड आउट करोगे, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू गेट इवन अ स्मॉलेस्ट पॉसिबल इंटरवल अराउंड दिस पॉइंट 0,0 इन विच सारी वैल्यूज या तो नेगेटिव हो या सारी वैल्यूज पॉजिटिव हो. क्योंकि अगर एक इंटरवल मिल गया कि जिसमें सारी वैल्यूज नेगेटिव ही हैं, तो दैट मीन्स वो पॉइंट मैक्सिमा डिक्लेयर हो गया. और अगर एक इंटरवल ऐसा मिल गया जिसमें सारी वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है, तो वो पॉइंट मिनिमा डिक्लेयर हो गया. तो नो मैटर हाउ हार्ड यू ट्राई, how small possible interval you try to find, you will not be finding in neighborhood in which this point is acting as a local maxima or minima. That's why it's a saddle point. But on the other side, जिन questions में maximum minimum होते हैं, जिनको हम declare करते हैं second derivative test से, अब उनके around you will definitely find an interval in which they are acting like मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा. सो दो चीजें हैं. ज्योमेट्रिकली देखना चाहते हो तो ऑब्वियसली वो हर एंगल से वो सेम चीज नजर नहीं होती है. नजर नहीं आ रहा है डज नॉट मीन वो नहीं है. तो यू हैव टू लुक एट फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर ओरिएंटेशन सो दैट यू कैन लुक एट इट लाइक दैट, द सैडल पॉइंट.
तो ये y equal to
और
x
सारी
cube
चीजें देख के ही अगर पता चलनी होती तो फिर हम ये कैलकुलस तो इन्वेंट ही नहीं होता, फिर तो ज्योमेट्री के बेस पे हम सब कुछ कर लेते. देयर आर थिंग्स व्हिच आर डिफिकल्ट टू विजुअलाइज. दैट्स व्हाई द कैलकुलस, दिस जो हम मैथमेटिकली रिलायबल कर पाते हैं, वो इट्स मोर रिलायबल. द मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशंस आर मोर रिलायबल.
ओके
राइट. So I'll just give you a basic introduction about the thing which we are going to talk about. Obviously we'll be able to start in the next lecture only. Multiple integrals. So it's the same thing like जैसे multiple derivatives था, partial derivatives. So you had function of one variable, say you have function of two variables. So we introduced two partial derivatives, and we also rather introduced directional derivative, which can be the rate of change of the function in any particular direction. So same is with multiple integral. Multiple integral means now you have a function of two variable at least, then you are supposed to integrate it. So in integration we are going to integrate it. So the first question will be, Suppose it's a function of one variable only. I ask you to find its integral. So I know this is the notation. A to B fx dx. So this is the definite integral. We know definite integral क्यों बोलते हैं? When the limits of integration are fixed. And you did not ask me कि with respect to which variable I have to integrate, because this function was function of only one variable, right? Fx dx. But if it was multiple integral, so there will be, the question will be, okay, with which variable with respect to I have to integrate and how. So usually we integrate with respect to both the variables and in order. So there is double integral introduced, and these are kind of the limits we talk about, right? Okay, so what you can do, I will not be continuing with this because ये अभी हम कुछ ज़्यादा डिस्कस कर नहीं पाएंगे. I'll start with this multiple integral tomorrow only. And just now, immediately this class finishes. After that, I will release the score of your sessional test. So all of you can see your correct answers and incorrect answers and your scores. If there will be any discrepancy, we will be discussing that tomorrow in the lecture class. So I'm going to do that just now, immediately after this lecture gets finished. Your score you will be able to see. You will get the emails, जिस email से आपने test दिया था. So there you will be getting the scores. And still, if you want a thorough discussion on them, you will not be suppose satisfied after looking at them, then we'll have the discussion tomorrow, just in the beginning of the lecture. Yes, in your score sheet, you will get correct answers also. Yes, Pranshu.
Ma'am, in the syllabus of mathematics, we have left 2 chapters. No?
Yes, this multiple integrals, and after that there is one more chapter, complex analysis.
Ma'am, are they enough long?
Yes.
जैसे हमारा फर्स्ट चैप्टर था
Sorry.
वो तो काफी बड़ा, जैसे हमारा मैम फर्स्ट चैप्टर था वो
नहीं
काफी
नहीं,
बड़ा था.
फर्स्ट चैप्टर ही सबसे बड़ा था, ये इतने बड़े नहीं है.
मैम कब तक सिलेबस हो जाएगा?
ऐसे I don't have any answer. It's just like पूरा तो टाइम तो लगेगा ही. जितने lectures, usually 40 lectures, we have the target of 40 lectures. So ये multiple integral will take 4 to 5 lectures, and after that the last chapter, that will also take 4 lectures around.
मतलब
10 lectures you can say, yeah.
मतलब 3 weeks near about.
Yes.
Okay मैम, थैंक यू. और मैम सेशनल जी फाइनल थे ना हमारे, इसके अलावा जैसे वैसे तो कॉलेज में 2 या 3 टाइम्स होते हैं.
नहीं, एक तो हो गया ना, एक आपका MSTs के बाद होगा वो. अब अभी उसका कोई प्लानिंग नहीं है. अभी MST पहले होंगे, उसके बाद ही फिर दैट्स जस्ट बिफोर EST. सो वो कब होगा उसके बारे में अभी कुछ नहीं पता है. Okay, so I'll be starting with this multiple integrals tomorrow, and you do check your email. Within few minutes you'll get that score in your emails. And otherwise, if you will be having any doubts in the questions, I will discuss them tomorrow. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow.